y'all doing today? My name is Charlie.
And I'm Tori, and you are tuned into this journey called life.
And today I'm about to drop the topic: bullying in school.
Oh wow, that's
We
a
in
good
my
one.
we in my wife class, and I'm gonna talk about it. Now, me as a kid, I dealt with a lot of bullying in elementary school growing up. I had a couple of guys that went to my school that just to bully me for no reason. You know what I mean? Just to pick on me. They used to play the little game where you knock somebody mama off the shoulder or the grandma, or even any little thing like that, just to make up some lies, and you end up getting banked and stuff after school. I dealt with bullying all the time through school, and I feel like nowadays a lot of kids ain't as strong as I was. I would go home, my mama would ask, "How you get that lump on your head?" I was like, "I just fell,"
Oh wow.
and keep on rolling. But nowadays, kids committing suicide, and
Yeah.
it's getting real serious because not only can they bully you in the class and outside the class, but on internet, all different type of social media networks where they can bully you. And a lot of kids are taking their life from the bullying. It's things that we thought was just growing pains or growing up. It's changing now because kids killing themselves now. So we need to, as parents, we got to start talking to our kids more and being more involved. Even though I was the type of kid that didn't want to tell my mom and dad because I wanted to be the tough guy, we still got to be involved as parents and try to seek and make sure ain't nothing going on behind closed doors. Especially if you got daughters, you don't want nothing to be going on. I actually seen this video of this young lady that was about to get raped by two guys, and she never told her parents about it. And the two guys that raped her, she told her boyfriend about it, but not her parents. But she told her boyfriend, the boyfriend went to go check the guy. And the same guys that tried to rape her, one of them killed her. See what I'm saying? But her parents had no idea that this happened. That's why I said we got to be more involved in our kids' life with the bullying and all different type of phases that might happen with them. We got to be involved. That's one of my messages to everybody, every parent out there. And that's how I feel about it. How you feel about it, man?
Oh, how do I feel about it? Okay, well, actually, not to the extent of rape, because I mean, it may be happening. We're dealing with so many different things that we see on the media, dealing with like Survivor R. Kelly, but not so much to the extent of rape. But when it comes to bullying, I'm thinking, I just recently saw a video of a father whose daughter who had been bullying somebody on the bus, and his disciplinary action was, you know, making her walk 5 miles in 39-degree weather, I believe, as a way to let her know, like, if you're bullying people on the bus and you don't get to ride the bus, well, there are a lot of kids in the school, like he said, who don't want to speak on it, and they find it hard to talk about what they're experiencing and what people are saying about them, but it breaks them down, and they carry it, to the point where some of them are ending their lives, and their parents are just hearing about it afterwards. They were always being bullied. They were always coming home having a hard time. We don't know how these children are taking and holding on to what's being said over them. So I definitely want to bring awareness to the topic of bullying in school. It is running rampant now, and we're seeing kids that are doing things that we didn't see when we were growing up as much. Like, how many school shootings have you heard of now? It's becoming something that violence is becoming like I said, like he was saying, you know, he might have got jumped back in his day, but now kids are getting killed and lives are being taken because they don't want to deal with what they're dealing with, and they don't know how to speak about it, so then they find the nearest gun and they come back and they kill people, you know, just because this is their outcry. That can't be the outcry. We have to be the voices that they hear and let them know what is bullying. Bullying is when a person is making it their business to belittle you, and even, you know, talk about you, make fun of you, call you names. Some people put their hands on other people, hitting them, trying to belittle them. And I always tell my students here, if you have to make somebody else to feel small for you to feel big, that makes you even lower than them, because you should not have to hurt somebody's feelings just so that everybody around you will laugh. And it's ridiculous. I see students that are literally hurting, and they don't know how to tell anyone. And then when I reached out to a parent recently, and I was telling her, like, you know, your child, he's really struggling with what these kids are saying about him, she didn't even know. Like, she was like, what? And I began to tell her, you know, he felt comfortable enough to tell me, like, this had been going on since second grade, and it really broke her heart because she did not know. And it really would have broke her heart if he had have done something to himself, and then she had no idea he was suffering on the inside. So bullying is a topic that we are so against it. And like he said, I'm an educator and he works in security. So it's like something that we want to make sure that kids, we don't want to bury any more children, man. This is becoming like, you see rest in peace way too much, or rest in paradise way too much. We got to stop burying these babies, and somebody has to be a voice. So that's what we want to be in the earth. People against bullying, parents, talk to your kids, like he said, whatever way you can. Ask them about their day. Ask them what's going on. If they don't want to say anything about it, make a story about somebody else, man. Tell them a story about yourself. When I was younger, this is what was going on and this is what I did. Give them ideas through a story. That way, if they ever come down to it, they can say, my dad told me this story. He told me I could go to my teacher. He told me that what he did was he went to the principal and talked to them secretly. Give them a whole scenario so that they don't have to necessarily speak out about it. They don't feel like they want to open up about it, but let them know, like, listen, man, I know this kid that was getting bullied in school. Have you heard about this? Make it a conversation if it hasn't been one.
Well, it's definitely that's real right there, because a lot of times, man, when you building your kids up, you got to teach them different scripts, because a lot of people gonna try to tear it down in the classroom, teasing and picking and stuff like that. You can tell your daughter she look beautiful every day, but as soon as she get in that class and the different boys calling her ugly, this and that, you got to build that self-strength in them so they don't commit suicide. And another thing you got to do, your kids should look at you as their best friend first. So they will always conversate with you and let you in on what's going on, so they don't have to commit suicide or go way left like that. So we got to be more in our kids' life and touch bases with them on class and what's going on and be their friend. You know what I mean? Sometimes you be their parent and their friend, so you can be able to talk to them. They can talk to you comfortably, you know what I mean, without being judged.
Mm-hmm. We want our kids to know that they can come to us. We're not buddy friends with them, so it's like, oh, they don't respect us. They respect us. We know they know that we're their parents. We're not just best friends. Like, hey, we're kicking the bobo, and my son walks up to me and be like, hey, Tori, what? No, we're not disrespectful about it. We're not saying be so friendly with them that they cross the lines of where you are a parent, but we're saying be a advocate in their lives. Let them know, hey, how's your day? When you're dealing with friendship, you're developing a relationship with them. And we see so many kids now where the parents and them don't have a relationship because the parents are working all the time. By the time the kids get out of school, if they get out of school and then go to an after-school program, it's about 6 or 7 o'clock. Parents are just getting off work. All they have time to do is really feed them and get them to bed so they can do it again the next day. And in that time, you rushing to get them to sleep, get them, washed up, fed, and then it's like time to go to sleep. They wake up the next day, you getting them up and you doing it again. When in that time did you have time to sit down with them and be like, hey, how was your day today? What'd you do? Really? Oh, you talking to such and such? Let me find out. Just making that conversation with them, being a friend to them. The first friend, the first love that they're gonna ever have, from a man. As I'm so thankful for my husband being in my daughter's life and our kids' lives. But the first love that they need to be seen modeled from a man is from their fathers. And the first love that they should see modeled, in a relationship, that when it comes to what a woman should do, is a woman, so their mother. So you need to be that first role model for them. You need to be that first voice for them. You need to be that person they can turn to, and they should never feel afraid to tell you something.
Yeah, that was very amazing. We really thank y'all for joining in with us and spending time with us. And we're going to keep coming back with good coaching techniques and skills and things of that nature. Well,
we're both mentors, so if you're dealing with a child that's being bullied or has been bullied, or even one that may be bullying, and you want someone that can be able to speak with them, we have no problem being able to reach out. Hit us with a comment and say, this is what we're going through. Have we had any experiences with it? And we'll definitely get back with you on it and give you some insight. If nothing more, we'll definitely pray with and for you, because we know that there are parents who are grieving the loss of loved ones, and we know that there are kids who are hurting, and we got to figure out how to stop an epidemic. I heard somewhere that kids who are bullies technically come from the behavior of being bullied. So then you want to get to the root of it, like, is something going on at home? Where have you learned these particular characteristics to just come down on somebody so hard? So if you know someone and you want us to be, advocates in their lives, let us know, and we'll definitely make sure that we do that. We're always coming to your area to talk to young people, so don't forget to let us know, like, subscribe, and thank you for tuning into this journey called life.
I love y'all.
Don't forget to love God, love life, and never forget to love the journey.